Hi everybody, Dan Illman here with some exciting news. DRF Formulator, the gold standard in past performance information, is now free, exclusively on DRF Bets. Join DRF Bets with the promo code WINNING, get a $250 first deposit match bonus, a $10 free bet, and free Formulator already uploaded to your account. Access Formulator's premium features, including sortable trainer stats, race replays, personalized trip notes, and lots more. Free Formulator, exclusively on DRF Bets. Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the DRF race of the day for Sunday, March the 6th. Race number 8 at Santa Anita, potentially an important Kentucky Oaks prep. It's the Grade 3 Santa Ysabel Stakes. We're going 1 mile and a 16th for 3-year-old fillies. You can download free Formulator past performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page at drf.com. Access them, handicap along with us. Now let's take a peek at this field. And it's an intriguing group, Mike, because you've got a horse on the far outside, the number 9, Under the Stars, is 8-5 on the morning line. Under the Stars has yet to go 2 turns in her career, but she's been impressive in her last 2 sprint wins.
Yeah, she has gotten a lot better from her first 2 starts onto her next 2. She's really improved quite a bit, it looks like. Comes off of a really fast win in a Grade 2 last time. Where I thought she ran well in that race, Dan. She had a pretty talented horse, I thought, just sort of bearing down on her all through the stretch, and she held.
It'll be interesting also from a pace standpoint. You have to think that the 9 Under the Stars, who has shown sprint speed in her career, is going to be forwardly placed, but her uncoupled stablemate in the Baffert barn, the 7 Ida, also has speed. I think Ida's going to go to the lead, and I think if Under the Stars can find this spot, that would be great. It might be easier said than done. A horse like Ain't Easy, before the injury-induced layoff, you could put her anywhere, and she loves racing inside.
Yeah, it feels like the 2's, got the best of the post position draw here, and she's got a lot of tactical speed. Those are all positives as far as she's concerned. The 2 Baffert horses, I do think they're both going. I kind of agree with you, Dan. I thought it would probably shake out 7-9 around that first turn, but we'll see.
If the pace is hot, maybe the number 1 Desert Dawn can take advantage. We see her lurking near the back of the pack on the pace projector. Rispoli takes the mount here. This horse was 3rd in the Chandelier behind Ain't Easy, and then she was beaten by Ida in the Starlet. She doesn't have a lot of early speed. This is going to be her first start of the year. She'll need some pace and race luck.
Yeah, she just has to improve. This is a pretty tough spot for a horse like her. You mentioned that Ain't Easy beat her back in October in the Chandelier. I mean, they were both off of their maiden wins in there. Ain't Easy ran a much better race than this horse did. I just thought she parlayed a perfect trip into a no-threat 3rd. She ran okay last time, Dan, but I didn't really see an excuse for her in a race that just wasn't that fast. She was just sort of finishing evenly in that race, and an even finish isn't going to get her anything in here.
Ain't Easy, the number 2, was one of the more visually impressive debut winners of 2021, I thought, at Del Mar. She tracked inside, got to the outside, and just was ridden out late. Winning at 5.5, it was very interesting to see what she was going to do, stretching out 3 whole furlongs and stepping up into her second start, the Grade 2 Chandelier. It turns out it wasn't a problem at all. We watched this race. Ain't Easy was able to save all the ground. She gets through along the inside. She makes the lead, and she draws away. Now, she was being pointed for the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies. She came down with an ankle chip that forced her to miss the race and the remainder of the season. But boy, she looked good in her first 2 starts. This Chandelier, though, hasn't come back very strong.
Yeah, it wasn't a great field, and it helped. It certainly helped Ain't Easy's chances when the big favorite for Baffert, Grace Adler, just didn't show up at all in this race and was nowhere to finish. That being said, I thought this filly ran really well to win that race. I really liked her debut a lot. It looks like she just has a whole lot of talent. And I know she's off of about a 5-month layoff here. I feel like if she comes back and she's ready to run, this is a great spot.
Miss Everything, the number 3. She's still a maiden for trainer Keith DeZormo, but she's shown a little bit of ability in her races. Under the Stars beat her 3-length sprinting at Los Alamitos. She finished behind another one of these 2 starts back. Last time in the Las Virginias, I mean, her last 2 races, she's been against Adair Manor, who's probably been the best 3-year-old filly in Southern California this spring. She was no match for that one. Maybe this is a little class relief if Ain't Easy doesn't come back.
Yeah, I think it might be. You could look at it that way for sure. I mean, she's still a maiden, and I think if you just sort of look at her last 2 races, the 2 1-mile starts, just on paper, and she's not even close at the finish, you just feel like maybe she's not that good. I don't know, man. Adair Manor just blew those fields out of the water. So I feel like this horse, she probably deserves at least one more chance. I wouldn't mind them seeing her running back in a maiden race, Dan, but they're going to take a shot here. I guess that's okay.
Connections took a shot with the 4 Cairo Memories, who is a proven commodity on turf. She's a stakes winner going a mile at Santa Anita on the lawn. They ran her in the Starlet last time out, and she gave Ida all she could handle in that race. Now she's going to make her seasonal debut, but she showed a little bit of tactical speed, Mike, and I can see her sitting a mid-pack trip.
Yeah, me too. I guess I'm okay with them giving her one more chance on the main track. Dan, to me, the Starlet looks close at the end, but Cairo Memories was never winning that race. She started making up a little bit of ground very late in that race, but it really, to me anyway, wasn't as close as the final margin suggests it was. To me, she looked a little hard to handle early in that race, though, so maybe she'll be more settled early this time, or second start on dirt, and that will help. I'm fine with them trying this again, Dan, but I really like her as a turf horse.
Micro Share is up next. But before we get to Micro Share, there's the formulator fact for Cairo Memories, and it's a good one. Dirt routes, 3-year-olds, horses moving from one track to another, 2 to 4 months, 42% winners, 648 ROI. A pace meltdown helps. Micro Share is up next. Like Miss Everything, Micro Share is a maiden. Micro Share chased Adair Manor last time out in vain. Adair Manor bounced out of that race, won the Las Virginis with a 94 Beyer speed figure. I think there's something here, and this horse cost a lot of money at public auction, but it just seems like a tough spot. They still do right maiden races in Southern California, don't they?
Yeah, I guess. I still don't want to bet this horse either. She was almost 5 lengths ahead of Miss Everything last time, though. So I guess if you like that one, you can like this one too. Mandela, it feels like he doesn't do this that often, Dan. Maybe it's a good sign.
Fortunata Tensio, the number 6, is going to try dirt for the first time. And if you look at the top of the pedigree, you're saying, well, she's not going to like it at all. She's by Kitten's Joy. This female family, though, is all dirt. The dam is a half-sister to the great Grade 1 stakes winner Songbird. The second dam won the Bonnie Miss on dirt. So there's some pedigree here. It's just a question of whether she's good enough and whether she can overcome the Kitten's Joy up top.
Yeah, there's obviously just taking a shot here as well. There are a few horses doing that in here, but it's not, listen, it's not the strongest field in the world. So I guess we'll see what happens based on what she's done so far. She has absolutely no chance in this race, but maybe she's just way better on dirt.
The 7 Ida closed out her juvenile campaign with 3 stakes victories, including this score in the Grade 1 Starlet at Los Alamitos, and she's going to beat Cairo Memories in here. She showed her good speed from the start. We see her coming off the rail, turning into the stretch. It looks like she's in some hot water, but she does stay on, and I think that's a very good sign because she was stretching out from 6.5 to 1 mile and a 16th, and she showed no quit in this race as the favorite.
Yeah, she's really game to fight back and win this race. She set a really good trip early in this race, and that's Cairo Memories, the 4. You saw her in the upper stretch just sort of going nowhere, and then she made up ground at the end. I feel like Ida probably just ran the best race that day. Not that it was some kind of super impressive win. It certainly, even though it was a Grade 1, didn't necessarily make me want to bet her back in this race.
Just hasn't run that fast race yet. Maybe it's coming as she continues to mature. This will be start number 7. Classical Romance is the number 8, and Connections have done a great job with this horse. They took her for $30,000 at Keeneland. They've made out with her already in her last 2 races, both wins at Santa Anita against weaker competition. And here's Classical Romance's last win, a starter optional, her second start against winners. Now, both of her wins recently have come with Lasix. She's going to have to run, obviously, without it on Saturday, but she's put away this weaker competition pretty nicely, Mike. She needs to move forward.
Yeah, they're going to step her way up in class here. They're doing it while she's in, the best form she's been in her career so far, Dan. So I guess this is the time to try it. It still looks like a very tough spot for her.
And then arguably the key to the race is whether the number 9 Under the Stars will successfully stretch out in distance. On pedigree, you think she would. She's a half-sister to Bodemeister by Pioneer of the Nile. Her most recent race was the Grade 2 Santa Ynez going 7/8, and we'll watch that effort right now. She took a little bit of pace in the early portion of this race, but we do know that Santa Anita can be a bit of a speed-friendly track. She cuts the corner nicely. It looks like she opens up a brief lead. She takes a strong challenge, but she never lets this horse by, not even on the gallop out. Maybe that's a good sign she'll stretch out.
Yeah, it could be, I guess, Dan. I'm very interested to see what she does here because I thought she ran well in this race, and I sort of felt like the horse that she held off there, Awake at Midnight, had a chance to be pretty good. I think she came back and ran third in the Rachel Alexander, I think, at Fairgrounds a couple weeks ago. So we'll see. I think that's an okay horse she held off last time.
Problem with Under the Stars, the price. She's likely going to get bet based off that graded stakes win, that 91 Beyer speed figure, that combination of Baffert and Pratt. We take a look at our top selections. I don't like the price. I think she is the horse to beat, and I think she's going to work out a trip. I am terrified of Ain't Easy. I think if Ain't Easy goes off at 5-1, you're supposed to bet her.
Yeah, she's the horse that I wanted to bet in here. I really liked her first two starts. I don't think she'll be the favorite in here. Dan, she's supposed to get a good trip in this race. She has really nice tactical speed from the inside.
Mike's going 2-7, 3-4. Under the Stars for me. 9-2, 7-4. In Sunday's race of the day, maybe it'll be an intriguing Kentucky Oaks prep. This year's Santa Ysabel from the Great Race Place. Good luck.